Today we're going to make a book of books. It's a pretty quick little project, but it's a nice gift for Christmas. It's somebody you want to remember. So we'll get right to it. To make my book of books, I'm going to need a composition book. And you can find these, sometimes you can find these on sale for very inexpensively, especially just at school time, just when school starts. I'm going to need a piece of fabric that's, I would say, at least 16 inches wide and 10 inches high. And the same goes for the Wonder Under. Going to need that. So the first thing you're going to do is place your fabric down, and then I'm going to put the Wonder Under with the sticky side to the back side of the fabric. And I'm going to go over and iron this. So now I'm going to iron the Wonder Under to the wrong side of the fabric. Now, if you had a specific pattern that you'd want centered on your composition book, then you would cut the differently. This is kind of a easy pattern. It'll look nice no matter what I do. So I will just iron this on here. When you're doing Wonder Under, you want to have it at a fairly high setting, and you just count maybe 5 seconds as you move. And I'm going to do that all the way across. So I get it to adhere to the cloth. So once you've ironed it, and I'm going to put a little bit more heat on this, once you've ironed it, you're going to want to let it cool for a few minutes so that you can peel that off. So in the past, I've purchased wider Wonder Under, but I have to work with what I've got with right now. So what has to happen is when I fold this is just like when we were kids, book covers, I want it to be over like this. Well, the glue, or like this, if you notice, the glue won't be on this side. So I'm going to cut just the sides off so that I'll be able to glue those ends into the inside of the cover, and there won't be any extra fabric sitting around. I don't have to do that with the top and the bottom. So now I'm going to check and see whether I let this cool long enough. It's always kind of fun to figure. Oh, it's right. So you'll see that the paper comes right off. So now the next thing I want to do is to lay I'm going to take my cutting mat off of here for a second. I'm going to lay my composition book right on there, and what I usually do is this, so that I know that it's equal edges. I don't worry so much about the top and the bottom because that's all going to be cut off. Okay, so if you feel uncomfortable, you can use this release paper, and you can just, if you feel uncomfortable with putting it directly on the iron, directly on your fabric, but you just want to keep that so that it sticks on there. Now I'm using a really hot iron because I want it to get to that release paper. Feels kind of good. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is this side here. So I'm going to that up so you can see it. So I'm going to take that release paper again, put it over the top. And really heat that up good. And you can see it's stuck there. So now I want to really make sure that the back side of this is going to stick. So I don't want any wrinkles here at all. I want it nice and smooth. And you put the shiny side of the release paper onto the fabric. And again, I'm going to iron that. I'm probably going to give this one more, when I'm done here, I'll give it one more shot of heat, the whole book. Okay. So the next thing we'll do is the other side. Now you want to pay attention if you have a directional fabric that you put your fabric on in the right way on a composition book. This is a non-directional, so I don't have to worry about it. So that's stuck on there very nicely. All right. So now I really want to do here. Make sure this cover is taken care of. I am going to take my iron and really iron that carefully on there. And I'll do the same for the back here, just to make sure I've got everything on here nicely. So there. So if you look, these are the two sides. Okay. So now I have to cut this off, cut this. So I'll take my cutting mat, and then I try to find the very middle of the book. There it is. You can see the little parts of it. And I'll use a very large on my very large rotary cutter, because I want it to be thick. So I'm going to lay it on here, right on the edge of my book here. And I want to be careful that I don't cut off any paper, but I'm going to cut that off like that. And then turn around, do exactly the same thing on the other side. You see the cover there? So I'll line that up as perfectly as I can. And again, I'll take it off. Okay. So what we're left with is a book with these really sharp corners, and I don't want those sharp corners. So I'll take scissors. And this can be a fabric scissors because that's what we're cutting is fabric. And I'm going to kind of feel where that looks like. And I'm going to just go around here quickly. And there, it'll give me that corner. here I can hear if I can feel this as well. And here's this one. I want to be kind of careful. And okay. So now, just one more time, I want to give it one more shot of heat just to make sure I'm right. I can't see anything wrong here, but I want to make sure. So again, especially on those corners that I cut. And so here, I'm all ready for to give my gift of a book of books, or you can use it for anything else, but it's just pretty easy, and I think it looks very nice.